David knew this. Go ahead.
Yes, though I walk through the deep, sunless valley of the shadow of death,
Mm.
I will fear or dread no evil, for you are with me, your rod to protect and your staff to guide.
Now this is interesting. Rod and staff. Sometimes you need a little discipline, you know. You know, a shepherd's staff had a crook on it. Went around your neck. Your neck represents your will. You know, when you go through the valley of the shadow of death, first thing you want to do is get out of there. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, where am I? What happened to the sun? Jesus, where are you? Lord, 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 where are you, Lord? I can't see you. I can't feel you. I can't touch. Lord, where are you, Lord? Wait for me, I'm lost. I need your help. Get all the intercessory prayer warriors. My God, it's dark in here. I hope this doesn't alarm you, but Moses didn't run from it, he ran to it. It said extremely thick darkness Moses ran to. Why? Because the light was in the darkness. Who's the light of the world? Oh, we're back to that. Imagine that. We're back to that. Turn to your neighbor and say, I always knew it was this simple. I always knew it was this simple. Go ahead.
You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Now, where does he do this? Where does he prepare a table? In the presence of your enemies? Where does he do this? Yeah, where at though? In the valley of the what? In the valley of what? The shadow of death. This is us in our logic. Oh, I don't want to stop here. I'm not hungry, God. I know you're not either. Come on, let's hurry on up and get to the other side. I know a better restaurant. Just over there where the sun is. Yeah, what? Let's. I never did like their food here. Huh? So he says, in the middle of your darkness, in the middle of the valley of the shadow of death, he says, wait a minute. Let's break bread together. That's what it says. Don't look at me like I have a different Bible than you. You're reading to me. I'm taking you at your word. Is that not what it says? Huh? Yeah. That's what it says. You're surrounded by your enemy. Jesus says, let's have a picnic. I rebuke you, devil. I know that's not God. He doesn't talk like that. You get behind me, and then you want to go, ha-ba-ba, sha-ba-ba, ha-ha-ha. You know, moved by the Spirit, you know. Yeah. And you get nowhere. So what's he say? Oh, look, this is where I planned to meet you. I built a table here. What kind of table? The table of showbread. And it's gold, solid gold. And there's a crown round about it of glory. No crumbs fall from that table. No enemy can touch you there. And on that table is the bread of light, the bread of his presence, and it's not old. It's for him day and night. What's that mean? Well, it means he knows where you are. He knows your need. He knows how many's in your family. He knows what kind of guidance and direction. You don't have to ask him in prayer. You don't have to beg. You don't have to plead. You don't have to shout. You don't have to dance. You don't have to rebuke. You don't have to fast. You don't have to pray. You don't have to open your mouth. All you got to do is sit down. I sit in heavenly places, Paul said in the book of Ephesians. Isn't that something? That's where the armor of God's written, in the book of Ephesians. Can you imagine that? All these typos. It's about putting on the armor of God. I had no intentions of going there, but here it is. No. You know why David in 2 Samuel 9 sends for Mephibosheth to eat at his table? Because he knew what it was like to have an enemy. And he knew what it was like to serve a God who, in the midst of his running and his fleeing and his whining and his complaining and his griping and his crying, sat him down in the presence of his enemies and fed him from the kindness and the goodness of the king's table. Woo! Yeah. David didn't prepare this table. He said, He prepareth a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Meet me there. Oh, ba-ba-ha-ha. Meet me there. I have an appointment with you. I want to sit you down and show your enemy my goodness, my favor, my love, my provision, my guidance, my blessing on your life. I want him to see that and understand that he must know that you belong to me. Not your situations and your circumstances. Woo! Come on, shout somebody. Amen. My God. The glory of God. The light was in the darkness. What gave the bread, the showbread, the table of the showbread, the light? How could they see it? What was in the holy place? Huh? Yeah, the anointing, the candle, the menorah. And the priest of God filled it morning and night, morning and night, morning and night, morning and night. Kind of sounds like Hebrews 4. You got a high priest touched with the feeling of your infirmities, and he never sleeps, never slumbers, there interceding for you day and night. Filling it up, filling it up, filling it up, filling it up. Huh? The tabernacle of God moved right into the valley of the shadow of death. Huh? Hey! Can't take no more, Nate. Want me to quit? Let me close the book. Am I done? Huh? You're sitting over there going, my God, my God. Yeah, my God. Yeah, it's about to get all over you. Huh? Yeah, a table with many seats. You're not the only one there. Those that trust him. Ha ha. Those that share relationship and fellowship. Those that treasure this more than anything in their life. And every day when they wake up, they got to go and have communion with the King of all glory. Those. That's who you'll find at that table. Let me give you a big secret. Fivefold ministry are the waiters at the table. Ooh. Let me drop some real revelation on you. And God gave these gifts to the church to equip and train. No, God called them. God works in their lives. The church is built upon the doctrine of who? The apostles and the prophets. If you don't have fivefold ministry in the house, you're not getting the doctrine you need. Your foundation's shaky. You run from the valley rather than run to it. When he wants to lead you, you don't even recognize him. You say, no, that ain't you. You call him Satan. You rebuke his goodness. You rebuke his word. You rebuke his faithfulness. You tell him to get behind you. You got this, not him. He's supposed to follow you, not you follow him. Dangerous. Come on here. Dangerous stuff. Every time David tried to do something on his own, he got punished. Every single time. He counts the people, how many died? Hundreds of thousands. Your actions affect other people's lives. Right? If I can't take you where I've been, then I've never been there. I don't have a problem with eating the bread of tears or the bread of deceit. Jesus fed his enemy. He dipped the bread in the wine and stuck it in Judas's mouth. And said, now, go on and do what you got to do. Didn't he? Isn't that what he did? We wouldn't do that. We'd say, what are you doing here? Huh? No, God used deceit to bless you. Huh? God's got your enemy watching this. Can't you see all the little demons saying something to the devil? How come you ain't over there doing something? How come you ain't over there stopping this? How come you ain't over? How come? And I can hear him saying, shut up and get behind me. No, no, no. My word says that at the sound of his name, every knee shall bow. It said the demons in hell believe and bow and tremble at his name. Huh? And when you're called by his name, and the bread of his presence is totally around you wherever you go, and freely you gave and freely you give every single day of your life. You are just like him. You are preparing a table in the presence of everyone you come in contact that day, their enemies. And you're saying to them, sit down here at this table and let me serve you. The Son of God didn't come to be served. He came to serve. That's what he said, not me. That's what he said. Huh? Did he not? Yeah. Yeah. And you know what breaks my heart? At the Last Supper, he tried to reconcile with the devil. Before he went to the cross for you and I, he tried to reconcile with Satan. That's why Judas was there. That's why Judas was there at the Last Supper. Yeah. When he left is when Judas entered into him. I mean, Satan entered into him. He was there to reconcile with him. I'll never forget when the Lord showed me that one night. Showed me James and John and Peter and everybody. He comes to Judas. And when he looks at Judas, the love of God, love your enemies, right? Love those that deliberately persecute you. He said to me, can you see him? Can you see him, Jack?